Welcome to Undseth Pottery. It has been a while since I have come on here with a kiln opening. We have had, it's busy, summer's always busy, but my friend Lori passed away last week and it just felt wrong to do a kiln opening. And so Todd and I just kind of, laid low last week a bit. So, but I have some fun things, so I wanted to come on here and do a kiln opening. So here goes. I did a great big cheetah planter. It's very big. So this is, like even this, I thought, wouldn't that make a nice pasta bowl? Like the perfect pasta bowl size. Anyways, so this is 2 coats of Albany slip brown and then 2 coats of cheetah. And the inside is just 2 coats of Albany slip brown. And then I did a mug in that with the cinnabar, Mako cinnabar on the inside. Albany slip brown is Amico and cheetah jungle gems is Mako. And then I pour the cinnabar in first, and then I wipe back the rim, and then I very carefully put my hand on the inside and do the glazes on the outside, because I like having a different color interior with this one. So a little mummy pot. I did a couple of spoon rests, a soap dispenser in that, and an oil decanter, and I did a straw cup. All right, this was, oh, I'm going to save that for a minute. All right, I'll do, this one is just the regular winter wood light flex combination, but it never fails to disappoint. It's perfect. So great big planter in that. Oh, I should say 2 coats of winter wood and 1 coat of light flex on that, and studio white on the inside. And I did another planter. This one is kind of fun. Somebody ordered it in the orange. So this is orange satin matte by Amico. And then I did 2 coats of snow and then 2 coats of poppy fields. And then I wanted to do studio white. Oh, this was 4 coats of the orange satin matte. And I wanted to do studio white on the inside, but I didn't want to lose any of the jungle gems. So I thought, well, this will be interesting to see. So I mixed up the studio white dipping glaze and just took the measuring. I had my glaze in a measuring cup, so I just took that over to this piece and I hand painted it 2 times. Like, it is the most versatile glaze. Like, you can't tell that I hand painted it, but I just wanted to see what it would do. And yeah, it's perfect. So best glaze. If you haven't mixed it up, it is such a good glaze. All right. And then, oh, I'll do the last boring thing. Northern Lights dessert plates. So this is just 3 coats of obsidian and then 3 of the seaweed along the rim. And then I did a soap dispenser with that as well. This is going to have the probably silver pump on it. All right, some of the fun things. Okay. I ordered from Temu, I ordered a placemat in the fig leaf, so that I just rolled it into the clay and then I cut out the holes and the designs. I did speckled ongo buff on the back. And all right, so this was 2 coats of holly green. And then I did 2 of the textured kiwi. And then in some areas, like in here, I did 1 coat of honey flex. Like, so there was about, I probably did 1 coat of honey flex here and here, just where you see a little, oh, there, that's better. So I would have done honey flex here and here and here. And then I went over everything twice with olive float. So I think I should have done a couple more coats of honey flex just to give more variation. I wanted it to be light and dark. It did that. I am quite pleased with that. It's perfect. It didn't warp or crack or anything. It's just perfect. What I did do is I set this in a mold to dry for probably 3 weeks. I just covered it, left it in there, didn't touch it, and turned out. I don't think it's, yeah, I wouldn't make too many of those. I'm thinking if you did this, if you rolled the texture in and just didn't cut out the holes and maybe just cut out like these holes, or yeah, I guess those 2 there, and just left everything else closed in, then you could use it for veggies and dip and snacks and stuff like that. So I might do another one and just not cut out all the holes. But this would make a great fruit tray, I was thinking. All right. This one turned out so good. All right, so this is same combination, 2 holly green, 2 textured kiwi, 2 about here. And then I did 3 honey flex and slightly overlap the 2, basically just met in the middle. And then I did olive float overlapping both. And it really runs quite a bit. So this is a vase. And I did oil decanters. They all turned out absolutely perfect. Such a pretty glaze. I put them on stilts. Like, look at that. So pretty. And they all dripped. I knew it was, when you have that many glazes, you know you're going to have some dripping. So yeah, I'm glad I put them on stilts. Love this combination. And one more. So pretty. And then I did some hand-painted daisy pieces. So straw tumblers. Put a daisy with my little initials on the bottom. Another straw tumbler. So this is, I hand paint 2 speckled on go buff. And then I do 3 lemon, frosted lemon or lemon meringue. Okay. And then I did 3 frosted lemon by Mako and 1 light flux around the rim and then a thick coat of snow just on the edge, which you can barely see. And then all of the daisies are painted with stroke and coat. So the white is cottontail, and then the yellow is, I think, dandelion. And then I used a kiwi underglaze for the orange shading for the centers, which just makes them pop. And did some mugs. They're so fun to do. Takes longer though when you're hand painting. They already take a long time just glazing regular glazes, but then you add hand painting and now it's taking forever to fill the kiln. But it's fun. And a vase. This vase has one little bump, but it's not rough. Like, it's not a blister. It didn't open up, so I think I'm gonna leave it. It's a vase. If it was a mug and your hand was touching it all the time, but I don't think that's a big deal. Anyways, and I did strawberry shortcake tumblers. This is 2 speckled ongo buff, 2 flux blossom, 1 rose quartz, and 1 amaryllis, and then just studio white on the inside. I did 2 of those. All right, so I was experimenting with the kiwi underglazes and a new mug design for me. So I've been doing these for Todd, but then I thought I'm going to do some, so that's my handle. They're quite comfy. I think I'm going to keep one just to see if I actually like it. Anyway, so I did this with kiwi underglaze. So the light pink, I forget what it's called, gingham pattern. And then I painted the cherries and did the shading. I don't know if you can see it, and highlights. I'm thinking the only thing I would do different the next time is make the cherries smaller instead of so big. But I like it. And the glaze is, I did 2 coats of Mako clear and 1 of papaya, just where the clear, just at the edge of the clear, and then 2 sunrise, and sunrise on the inside. So I'm thinking maybe I should have added snow or something just to get a little bit of white in there. And then I did some strawberries and daisies. So this has blue gingham pattern. And then, yeah, I believe, what did I do? I believe this was 2 boogie pink and then sunrise, 2 sunrise. Or maybe it was papaya again. That looks like papaya. Let me see. Yeah, that would be papaya because they look exactly the same. This one is boogie pink with the sunrise on the rim and on the inside. So watermelon with just some yellow stripes. This one's not my favorite, but yeah. I'm thinking for this one, instead of doing the yellow stripes, it would have been good with speckled ongo buff and then painting the watermelon. I feel like they just would have popped a little bit more. And yeah, anyways, next time. So that was fun. I'm gonna take you on a garden tour so you can see what our garden has done in the last 2 weeks, because it's been a while. We've had so much rain, so it's well saturated, but maybe not growing as much as it will in the next few weeks. But let's do that. And if you are not going to stick around for that, thank you for watching thus far. All right, we'll check out the greenhouse first. Whew, it's hot in here. Wow. All right, our watermelon and tomatoes. Our watermelon has flowers. Yeah, it's too hot in here. Oh. The onions. Here is all the zucchini plants. Our peppers. I've actually already picked a couple jalapenos. And there's already another one ready. That's what happens when you start them too soon. That's good problem. And these are all going to be climbing beans. I also planted some sweet peas just for some pretty flowers. And all of our tomato plants, which are also flowering and should have tomatoes soon. And the beans I said on the last video that I saved the seeds for and wasn't sure if they would come up, I think they all came up. So it's rained a lot, so we haven't been able to get in here and weed, but this is all the corn Todd planted. Our raspberries are going to be ready soon. There's bees everywhere. And some more beans. And I believe this was, I think these are okra. Oh, let's see. Yeah. So I've never eaten okra. I have no idea if I'm going to like it or not. And our very weedy potato patch, because all of the potatoes hadn't come up yet, so we haven't weeded. And we also plant all of our squashes in with the potatoes so that when the squash plants get big, they actually cover the ground. So there's squash plants all throughout here so that they cover the ground and then you don't have to hill your potatoes. It worked out good last year. Okay, what was this? I think this is just spinach, which I could pick. Yeah, I think it's called perpetual spinach. I've never grown it before, but it doesn't bolt and it'll just keep going. Well, we'll see if it bolts or not. It's not supposed to. And my carrots did not come up very good. So last week I went and sowed a whole bunch of carrot seeds. Like, we're gonna have way more carrots than I had originally planned because I sowed so many. And then just one row of beets. And our homesteader peas and then snap peas, which normally we would have our climbing wire up already for them, and we are slow getting around to doing that. In this area is all of our garlic. These are flowers. I forget what they're called. Sunflowers growing in here, and lots of dill. So I just let the dill kind of go wild so that we will have lots of dill for the dill pickles. And some herbs and teas in here. This is borage. I forget what this is. Oh, that's a mint. And chocolate mint. And I think those are spearmint. More chocolate mint. Or no, that is marjoram, mint, borage. Anyways, lots. And our herb garden with our ceramic herb. So parsley. I planted some turnip parsley. So apparently you can eat the tops off of it. So you can see how it looks like parsley coming up there. And rosemary and basil and holy basil and thyme and cilantro. And, oh, I forget what, oh, I think this is holy basil. And sage. Todd couldn't throw away this tomato plant, but I'm gonna dig it up. We don't need another tomato plant. And lavender. I have regular lavender and then culinary lavender. I didn't realize that they were different, but apparently they are. And pineapple mint. And orange mint. Mojito mint. Apple mint. And this one is very interesting. It is Indian mint, and it has the most interesting scent. So I just can't wait to brew a cup of that. I think it's going to be really good. And basil. And I can't remember if we had this big contraption over our brassicas last time I did a video. But it is working really good. Everything is super sheltered in there. No pests can get in there. Oh, no. I thought there was a worm. I thought I saw a worm, but no, it was just a leaf. Anyways, so the cabbages are starting to form. I think those are broccoli. I did cauliflower, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts, and lots of cabbage. So this one, our celery. I have been eating the radishes. They've been very good, much better in the planter box than they were when I put them in the ground. They just get all wormy in the ground and hard, woody, but they were really good in the planter box. And these are leeks that I started from seed. And yeah, I forget what everything is. I think this is another kind of radish, spinach, and lettuce. This lettuce did not come up. It was romaine, but it wasn't this year's seeds, so it didn't come up at all. So I just planted some carrots in there. And this is fennel. I've never grown fennel before, so that'll be interesting. And I think these are turnips. No, I forget what this is. I'll have to look. This was, oh yeah, this is kohlrabi, and these were turnips. And these are Swiss chard. And this box is a little embarrassing, but this is all wildflower seeds that are in here, poppies and all sorts. And I just kind of scattered them in there, so we'll see. It's going to be beautiful, right? It's going to be beautiful. And calendula, which I started from seed in our house. And then I gotta stand back so you could see how big this is. So when we were on a bit of a holiday, I went to a greenhouse and I thought, oh, well, let's get, this lady talked me into buying these kiwi plants. And then when we got home, we realized that they need a very tall, strong structure to climb up. So yeah, Todd had to build this arbor. So apparently they'll grow up, like you have to help it grow up the pole, and then it'll just go across the top arbor. So that'll be interesting to see when, in a year or so, we'll see how quickly they grow. And this is our strawberries. Not much to see there. I'm walking you over to our grape area, our grape arbor. We started grapes 3 years ago and they did nothing. I think the first year they died. And then last year we added a couple more, and then one was from the original first year. So I'm going to show you. They are going to get grapes. Here are our grapes. So you can see they just flowered. So I am excited. I think we're going to get grapes. How exciting is that? I love fruit. Oh, I'm going to show you this nightmare of a raspberry patch. Oh my goodness, we have so much work. I think the raspberries will be ready probably starting next week. And look at all it is just full of weeds, flowers, and dead canes. Like, we have to get in here, take out all the old dead canes, and look at the grass. Like the weeds in general. There is so much work in here. So this is why we're not doing much pottery. And then once we do deal with all the canes and the weeds and get the raspberry patch ready, then it'll be a couple hours every day picking. But I am not complaining about that. I love fruit, love raspberries. And then I eat them all year long. Todd doesn't really like them, so that's good for me. I don't mind not having to share. And I tell our kids, you can come and pick as many raspberries as you want, but if I pick them, I'm keeping them. You can't come into our freezer and take our raspberries. Oh, I never showed you. I was just walking by and realized I never showed you this area, which is all cucumbers, which is ridiculous. I planted way too many, and more cucumbers because I had seeds. So I thought, why not? And then these are climbing beans. So I don't know what my plan is there, because the cucumbers will climb and the beans will climb. And then these are pepper plants, and they were, I think they're called sweet tangelo. So I'm excited for those. I will probably harvest them and then freeze them to add to stuff throughout the winter months. Probably freeze dry them. So yeah, I think that's everything in the actual garden. I do want to show you one thing in our orchard. It's super cute. Our pear tree has its very first pear. So cute. Just one. That's okay. I'm excited. So yeah, everything is growing and looking so good. These are cherry trees, and they also have cherries. Not lots, but a few. It's a start. Do a little quick video for you of our front yard, which is not trimmed. The grass isn't cut, but I guess it might be fun for you to see. All right, so that's our front door. I planted garlic in the flower bed one year, and I don't get them all every year. There's some that get left behind, so every year we get new garlic right there. I think it was a daisy plant I planted last year. And this is hydrangea that I planted last year. And I just planted this, a little lupin. I was told they don't do very well in Saskatchewan, or don't return necessarily the following year, but I'm hopeful. So we don't do a whole lot in this area just because it's so much work. But, oh, some doves. I think they have a nest right in the ground because that's where they keep flying out. But Todd's roses. Todd loves rose plants. That's really pretty. And then we have, I think this one is a pink rose. And yeah. And I won't show you until they start to come up, but I was worried that I had actually killed all the chamomile. The first year I actually want to collect it and save it. I couldn't find any chamomile plants, but they're basically a weed. Like I get so many in the yard and I couldn't find any, and I just found the mother load. They were just slow to start. So we're gonna have lots and lots and lots of chamomile. I'm pretty excited. And now I'm just gonna let it go crazy like a weed that it is. Show you our front door. There, our front door. Turned out pretty cute. My one daughter gave me that planter box, gave me the planter for Mother's Day. And then Todd added some of his birdhouses. Actually, I think he painted the red one just so it would look cute with the front door. All right, I do need to go work. Well, I hope you're having a super awesome day, getting outside, enjoying the summer, except for those that are in their winter months. Yeah, thanks for joining me for the garden tour. And hopefully I will be back again before too long. Have a really good day.